Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Best Rivals. I am one of three hosts, Michael. I'm joined today by Ben. Say hello.
Heyo.
And Cutie. Say hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing today?
You know, vibing. We're fine.
Yeah, it's currently very stormy where we are.
Very snowy, right? You guys got snow?
No, the snow's gone. It's just relentless wind and rain now.
Oh, that's a shame. It's been cold here. It's been minus 8 degrees here, but not... Snow hasn't stuck. Pretty crazy. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about Pokemon. And I thought today we could just, given that it's the inaugural episode, I think that's the right way to use that word. We should just do like little introductions to ourselves and explain, just kind of give insight. Let's have an explanation and more of an insight for listeners as to where our Pokemon opinions come from. Because obviously in some ways we're going to be biased as to, you know, favorite Pokemons, and our first Pokemon game is going to be one of our favorites. But I figure if we give this explanation, you know, people won't burn us on a pyre so quickly. They'll understand our flaws. Ben has very kindly made a list for us.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to stick to it, but it's just so that we always have sort of something to refer back to.
Yeah, I have read over the list, and I must be upfront about it and say, although I will probably be doing the intro for most of this, I know the least by far about Pokemon, and I won't be able to answer all of the questions on this. But I can say the easy ones, which is my first Pokemon game is... well, actually, there's a story there where it was... I bought Pokemon Diamond, but they gave me Pokemon Pearl, and I didn't realize until I had played for like a couple hours and like went to switch out the cartridge with another one and saw it was pink and not blue. And I was like, what the heck? So I went back to trade in for a Diamond, and the guy was like, didn't you already play this? There's barely any difference. And I was like, but it's pink and not blue! So he gave me Diamond as well for free. So I had both versions, and then I bought Platinum when it came out. So I've played Sinnoh. As a kid, I played it 3 times, and I've played it many times since, attempting Nuzlocke in it. I've gotten damn close.
I really thought you were going to say that you got the Spear Pillar, and you were waiting for Dialga. And then Palkia comes out instead. You're like, damn it!
It says the name of the game every time you boot it up, right?
I was a kid. I didn't know. I was like, what, like 6?
You were mashing that A button.
Yeah, I couldn't read.
It was good for me, though, because my Pokemon Pearl version, I did the classic rookie mistake of I had Infernape, and I only trained him, and then if he died, my Staraptor went out. So I got to Spear Pillar, and only Staraptor and Infernape were trained up. I had like 4 other Pokemon in my party, but they were all like 30 levels below what my main guys were. And so I wasn't able to get past that series of fights. I couldn't beat it.
And the second in command.
Yeah. So then with my...
Universal classic. I think we've all done that.
It's a classic.
Everyone
for me, it was a Float Soul and Infernape.
Nice.
Or was it Torterra? I don't remember. It was a Float Soul, and it was the second in command.
Yeah, then on Diamond, I had Torterra as my starter, and I actually did the training of everyone. And then I did Platinum, and I used Piplup, which I don't remember what it evolves into.
Empoleon.
So I played through with all the starters. Fun story there from my first game. I'm already struggling with top 3 favorite Pokemon. I know I suggested this question, but
I thought are we gonna do you answer all the questions, or are we gonna do one question at a time?
Oh, do you wanna go? Sure, go for it.
I feel like that would pace it a bit better if we were to. Right. My story is less interesting. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Diamond. I had to share it with my brother, so like, I'd play a bit, and then he'd be like Joey Wheelering me in the back. And then he learned to read, and he'd take over for a bit. I didn't know how to save when I got the game originally, so a lot of restarts. Beat Rourke a lot with all 3 starters. Pokemon Diamond probably did more for my reading comprehension than any book ever. Eventually got Pokemon Platinum, and then I took that, and Matthew kept Diamond. So that was his game, and Platinum was mine. So from Gen 4, probably more Gen 3 and Gen 4 than Gen 4 and Gen 5, because not long after getting Platinum I got Sapphire and played through that a bunch. So that's sort of it, I guess.
Cool.
I was a bit late in relation to both of you. I didn't start until Platinum, and I think it was actually would have been 2010 before I even started playing Pokemon.
You never got to experience the game corner.
Yeah. Gen 5 was coming at that point. You're in a European region, you had to scrounge for coins like an urchin.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, that's assuming that I went and did that, but you know, I didn't.
I did that.
Even my team didn't have a second in command. It was
just one.
Everything was put on Torterra.
Nice.
Okay.
Every single thing. And then it wasn't until I got to the Elite Four and I thought, oh, maybe I should have some team diversity here. So then I added a bunch of Pokemon, and they were level 30 or whatever. Torterra was at 100 naturally. With Mega Drain as
oh yeah, you said this. I think.
With Mega Drain as his only grass move. I'm nearly sure that I had him forget Earthquake. He had strength or something. And
he was your Hey Gem Slave too?
I also had other Pokemon, but you know.
Okay.
This is comparable to everybody else's first run through, just mine the real extreme.
I think
yours was successful.
I
think my Infernape had Rock Climb. It was best.
Yeah, Rock Climb, decent move, 80 base power, chance to confuse, fine. But the I look back fondly now, saying that that was my first proper challenge run. It essentially was just a solo Torterra run. So I had a single Torterra, 5 filler Pokemon, and 100 Hyper Potions, and that's what did it.
I'm a dream.
Just an unstoppable tank.
Yeah.
It doesn't shoot you, it harvests you.
I wish I still had the game, or the save file, because I lost it, and then I got it back 6 months later, and the save corrupted.
Oof.
And, I haven't been as sad since. It was a real character defining moment.
Someday you'll redo the challenge run.
My sweet boy.
What's the next question? Top 3?
Yeah, top 3 Pokemon. Or favorite Pokemon game is next on the list.
I will also preface the games that I don't know if you guys have played all the Pokemon games. Have you?
Yes.
Ben?
I have not. I've played every region, but I haven't played OG Gen 1 or Gen 2.
Right. But every region, yeah, that's what I mean.
I think those are the only 2 mainline games I haven't played.
But you've played the Fire Red or the remake?
Yeah. Pretty much everything except for OG Gen, Red and Green, and then Gold and Silver.
Yeah, I just count the regions as playing the game, even if it's a remake.
Yeah, I've played. I've done all the regions.
I have not finished Sapphire Ruby. What region's that? Is that Hoenn?
It's Hoenn. It's so good.
I had
That's
a
my
save
favorite.
corrupt on that one, so I never finished it. I got to the point where you get cast form.
Oh, it's not that far.
And then the save corrupted.
Oh no.
So I just put it down and never got back up. And then after Black and White, I didn't play any of the new ones until Sword and Shield, and I haven't played Sapphire or whatever the new ones are. What's the new one? Violet, Scarlet.
Yeah.
Violet, yeah.
I have not played
You haven't
those.
played those? I thought you had played those.
Not the open world one, no.
Maybe I'm just thinking.
Some of them are probably worth going back and checking out. Others, not so much.
Yeah.
Fair.
Like X and Y is probably worth looking at.
Yeah, X and Y, the actual
Sun and Moon's pretty unique.
rather than going back and playing the old Ruby and Sapphire, I would recommend just playing the
The
remake.
remake?
Yeah, or
Interesting.
S. Yeah.
That's Sun and Moon are pretty good. I suppose you played Sword and Shield.
Yeah, I enjoyed Sword and Shield. Going back to it. I just the reason I never played those ones is because you needed the like 3DS or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I never had that. And then even playing, I think the reason that my Sapphire copy corrupted is because I was playing it on the DS using its like backwards compatible function.
Yeah, the slot.
That's
The slot at the
what I
bottom.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which wasn't very good. So I think that's what caused it to corrupt.
I must have just played it fast enough that I beat it before it could corrupt.
So I'm definitely the least knowledgeable on Pokemon. And you guys have played which ones? Oh, yeah, you said you didn't play the OGs. So you guys have played all the regions basically.
Like
Yeah,
Kanto
thanks.
10 times over.
Thanks to Uncle Jim Tendo for most of them.
My top 3 favorite Pokemon. I gotta go with my baby boy Vulpix for number 1. I love that guy. It stems from watching the anime and watching Brock just carrying a Vulpix at all times. And I'm like, that's so cool! I want to do that with my dog! And just being like, that's the coolest. I always wanted to be Brock. But not because he was a gym leader. Yeah, because he knows women. No.
Because he's a womanizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No,
He's
because
married now, isn't he? Did he marry Olivia? I don't remember.
I briefly watched the anime. I watched the OG anime up until I don't know when I stopped, and then I watched the Diamond Pearl one, which I think was just called Diamond Pearl, right?
Yeah, there was like each season like changed.
Like
Yeah.
Black and White was called Best Wishes because
Yes,
VW.
Weird, but Brock's good. He's a chef. He was like a Pokemon breeder, so I loved doing that. I loved just breeding them and hatching eggs. I didn't even understand that you can do like good EV, IV stuff, get their nature. I just liked catching them.
Yeah, I don't think Brock did either. You're fine.
My second place has to go to Chandelure. I just like its design a lot. There's no cool anime connection or game story with that. I just think it's a cool Pokemon. It's just it's just a chandelier. I mean, like, and it shoots fire. That's cool.
It's also haunted because it's a ghost type.
Hella haunted, yeah.
That's wild. How do I get a haunted chandelier?
Steals the life.
Probably
The
like
life of people.
I guess I'm realizing now a lot of my love for Pokemon is how carryable they are. Because Vulpix stems from
You can
watching.
carry a chandelier.
Yeah, you can, and that imagery is just
Okay.
hilarious to me. Of just running around
Yeah, how
with a
big
full...
is Chandelure? Chandelure is massive.
Yeah, I'm on the bulb
Yeah,
of India.
Jamie, get in there.
3'3", so a meter.
I can carry
Not
that.
that big to go.
Pretty
30
wide
kg.
though, right?
Yeah, you carry
Not 30
that.
kgs. Yeah, not that.
Oh
That's
yeah, I'm
carryable.
definitely holding my arms out in front of me. Just the imagery is very funny.
I just want to add that nearly every one of the Pokedex entries mentions absorbing or consuming a spirit to have the flare for the flames. So you know.
Hey
Even-
brother,
even
I
as a
absorb
baby-
and consume spirits too.
Hey yo.
Even as a baby, as Litwick, like all of the Pokedex entries, like they hang around humans and appear friendly, but really they're just sapping their life force,
That's
making
cool.
their flame
Oh,
brighter and stuff.
They've earned
It's
it.
cool. It's just I don't know if I'd want to live with one in the house, you know?
Nah, it's a light, you know. It's
Yeah. No,
Well,
you're the
shiny-
light, bro. You're the light.
No.
This is
Thanks, bro.
Letwick's Pokemon White entry. While shining a light and pretending to be a Gade, it leeches off the light force of any who follow it.
I fully fall for that. Just holding a little candle in my hands, and he's just pointing in directions.
Because
going,
they're like adorable and they try to be really friendly, but they're just
It works on me. It's middle evolution, kind of lame. Lampent or whatever.
lampant.
A little boring, but... then third place. I have no idea. There's so many that could go into third place. There's so many that tie for it.
I have a guaranteed top 2, and then the third place is like, there's two
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
There's
I
so
like
many.
that as well.
I could just list off. I mean, if I'm sticking with the theme, because fire types so far are the theme,
Is it Growlithe you're going with?
I would have to go Growlithe, I guess. Just a classic, good dog. It's the dog Pokemon, isn't it?
It's hard not. It's like the puppy Pokemon or something. It's not
It's
even that.
that's
It's
even
just-
better.
Yeah, it's hard not to love Growlithe.
It's the puppy Pokemon, and then it just evolves into the legendary Pokemon.
Hell yeah. But there's plenty. I like Mankey, Venonat, Apom. If we're going with a really out there one. If we're going with one that I don't even remember its name, but I feel like it's underrated. Is it Carnivore or the like Venus flytrap Pokemon from Gen
Carnivine?
4? Carnivine, yeah, that's it. I like that one. Toxicroak. There's a lot that could be third place.
It's funny you mention that because Toxicroak just comes before Carnivine in the Pokedex.
Yo, great! Shout out to the Great Marsh.
Yeah. But that'd be a fun fact to slap in there.
That is a fun fact. Thank you for the fun fact, Yeti.
What's your top 3, Dan?
I guess I'll go now. Number 1, numero uno, is the king himself, Nidoking. I don't know what animal it's supposed to be, but I love it. It's this big armored rabbit dinosaur thing. It is like everything about it's cool, visual wise and all that. And also its ability is just like ignore what the move says, do more damage. And I'm like, yes. Think less, hit more. I love him. Also, really, like he's in a lot of games, really accessible. So I always keep an eye out for my boy the king. Second place, Rowlet. I love Decidueye, but Rowlet was love at first sight. Very rarely do I decide what starter I'm getting until I see the like final evolutions, but I saw this little spherical Owlboy and I was like, that one, I want that one. I think me and Hudi were together when the Gen 7 starters. We were in Medjugorje.
On your
And
pilgrimage.
Hudi came up on our pilgrimage, and Hudi came up to me and he was like, "Have you seen Decidueye?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have seen Decidueye." But Rowlet, I have a plushie Rowlet, and I can see him from here. Very round, very spherical, good boy. And in the anime, he's like narcoleptic. That's great. Third favorite, similar to you, Michael. There's a lot of candidates, but if I had to pick one, somewhere back when little like 11-year-old Ben was going through, had like a little bit of a love for the edgy. Darkrai was just the coolest thing. I love Darkrai. The Darkrai movie was out with the like grass whistle, and they were in Barcelona and stuff. It was really good. So Darkrai would be like my third pick. So I'm kind of all. I've got a Gen 1, a Gen 4, and a Gen 7. Kind of all over the place.
Nice. Did you say they were in
there's-
Barcelona for the Darkrai movie?
I think it's based on Barcelona. It's not actually. It's like a different name, but it's like a big ass cathedral that Darkrai hangs out on. Well, they do that for a few things, like the Latios and Latias movie was in Venice and stuff like that.
The thing about
They do.
Darkrai-
That's what they do for the movies.
or what sold me on Darkrai in the movies was the legs. I thought they
Yeah, the like shadow legs.
Yeah. Normally just floating there, and the next thing, just legs appear under. It's like, okay, yeah, that actually rounds out his design a little bit.
Yeah. It was like, he's not really a bad guy, he's misunderstood. Bring back Dark Void.
Fucking Smeargle.
They shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't do that. Smeargle would destroy again. I think that's me. Unless you want me to name a few honorable mentions.
No.
Okay.
You don't deserve them.
What's your top three?
My top three. Number one is Gallade. I played through Platinum, didn't see a Gallade until the Elite Four, and I was like, "Yep, that's now my favorite Pokemon forever."
It's like, what's that meme where it's like, my first time seeing a Tropius, I have never seen such a physically intimidating creature or something?
Yeah. Well, like, you're going through the game, and you get to near the very end, and there's just a dude who looks very like a Gardevoir, which is a pretty cool Pokemon, but he's got swords for hands.
How did you feel about Mega Gallade with the like actual blades he has? The dual
Peak design, that's perfect.
It is peak design.
But yeah, so I saw Gallade, and I was like, okay, you died very quickly to my Torterra, but you're my favorite. Because I didn't have proper access to the internet or anything, and there's no way of figuring out how to get a Gallade. It was just like one of those far-off things that I needed to figure out how to get. So it took a few years before I actually had my own Gallade, but
You really had to earn it.
Yeah. So it made the moment all the sweeter once he was there. Number two is, of course, my previously favorite Pokemon before Gallade, and that was Torterra, because, you know, I think that I've explained why already.
Why it's endeared to your heart.
Yeah, hard not to be.
Yeah.
That's why you struggled with the Elite Four with Torterra. It knew it wasn't your favorite anymore.
Yeah, I think because
you sense the doubt in your heart.
He was like, I took you so far, and you see this thing, and now you're going to throw me to the side. And I was like, oh no, please no.
No, baby.
Number three, much like everybody else, there's too many to pick from. But if I had to like put the number on it, it would have to be Scizor.
Scissor's cool.
Which again, scissors for hands. But
You like the bipedal with blades for hands. How'd you feel about Cerulege when he came out?
Yeah, okay, he's kind of up there as well, you know.
Okay. Beauty has a type.
Yeah. But you know, it's mainly because Cerulege looks like edgy Gallade, so that's why he's
pretty. Cerulege is pretty cool.
That was one of the deciding factors on me getting Violet over Scarlet. Yeah, that's my top three: Gallade, Torterra, Scizor.
Do you guys have a least favorite Pokemon?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I see sort of value in like pretty much all of them.
Oh, there's some.
There, yeah.
What's the... Okay, there's two. There's one that I'm a bit forgiving on, because I can understand why some people like it. I think it's Tropius. Is it the one with like the banana chins?
Yeah, that's Tropius.
Stupid. It's dumb. Makes no sense. It's just the fact that it has the long neck to reach things like bananas, but it has bananas under its chin. It's dumb. But I get how some people can be endeared to it.
It's like a cool leaf dinosaur.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, okay, sure. You can be a little wrong. What is that sage monkey one that has
Oranguru?
Or the wise monkey? Oranguru, yeah.
It's like huge. Wait. I don't even know its name. That's how much I dislike it.
Is it sitting?
Yes.
It's probably Oranguru. I get a picture of it for you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, this one is dumb. Yeah. I don't like this one.
Okay, can I make arguments on Oranguru's behalf?
Sure.
It has unique moves and abilities that are catered specifically for double battles. But also, in the anime, it owned like a bar in the jungle where after like Officer Jenny or Nurse Joy or any of the other adults in the universe had like a bad day, there'd be like a little post-credit scene where they were in Orangaru's bar getting sloshed.
It's
And
just
I find that
like
very
the
endearing.
manager Pokemon. It's just a person. I don't like it.
Orangaru is a person dressed up as the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you ever see people say like orangutans, the only reason they're smart enough, but the only reason they don't speak is because they don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that guy.
Orangaru's probably up there.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Pokemon, man, but you gotta pay your taxes.
Do you have any Pokemon you'd like to call out for disliking them, Beauty? I don't think I have. Maybe Bruxish, I guess, is the only one that I would.
Yeah, well, see, there's very like easy ones that you can like nip out, like your Bruxish, your Orangarus, your Tropiuses. You know, I'm trying to think of a real controversial one, but I can't.
One that I'll fight you on.
Yeah, but because I'm literally going through the full list, and each one I'm like, oh, maybe no, I can rationale why somebody would want to defend it.
Okay, I looked up Bruxlish. I have one picture of it. It's awful. I go to images and it's like
big ass fish lips.
there aren't any matches for my search. What?
Oh no!
I don't.
Get rid of the L. It's not Bruxlish. It's just Bruxish
Oh, weird. Okay.
with an X.
Oh, okay. Because it auto finished this spelling. Interesting.
Colorful fish with teeth.
Yeah, it's weird. Smash the. Let's be real.
No,
Oh,
don't
no.
smash it.
No, I'm not going to decide on one. Maybe, if something comes to me by the end of the episode, I will.
Yeah, if you catch us in a bad mood, we might have one.
It's got kissable lips.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you still looking at Bruxish?
Yes. What's the next question?
Your favorite type? We also don't have to do these in order. These are just the order that I wrote them in.
They're in logical enough order, I think we
Yeah.
can follow.
Yeah. What's you guys go first? I don't. I have to think about that.
Do you have one?
I have two favorite types.
I also have two.
Two favorite types. They're no, they're not really related. But it's Steel and Psychic.
Oh.
What about
Do
them?
you have reasoning for that? Yeah.
Well, Steel is just because of my real life. You know yourself.
That makes sense.
I like Steel. I like machine-based things,
Engineering man here.
engineering man. And then just Psychic is because you know it's just mental powers, and they can like levitate things with their mind. And you know,
Who doesn't
if
want
one
that?
if one were to have superpowers, they would just be a Psychic type Pokemon. Like some real great Pokemon in there, like your Mewtwo's, Alakazam, Slowbro, Slowking, Metagross. Like that's both of them put
Metagross is
together.
great. Cool.
That's like the ideal Pokemon.
What about you, Benny?
It's poison and dark for me.
What?
Yeah. It's not because of like toxic strats or anything. I tend to not use those. There's just I was like thinking about it one day. I was like, man, a lot of my favorite Pokemon are like poison types. So like Nidoking, Toxapex.
Donkey.
What's the one from the guitar one? I've forgotten the name of. Toxtricity. He's awesome. Skuntank. I love Skuntank. Toxicroak. There's just a lot of
Drapion. That's another method.
Yeah, I forgot Drapion, who's both of them. Alolan Muck, who's also both of them. There's just a lot of Pokemon. Nihilego, I love Nihilego as well. It's just a bunch of Pokemon that I really like that are also happen to be Poison type. I thought of a similar thing with Dark types, where it's like, man, Bisharp is like so cool, and it's Dark type, and man, Drapion is so cool, and it's Dark type. Man, Umbreon's so cool, it's Dark type. Just a lot, like they tend to be higher on my liked Pokemon like lists, if that makes sense.
Yeah, if there was like two Pokemon put in front of you, and one was Dark type, and one was any other type,
Yeah.
Maybe
The
it
odds
is.
are I like the dark type. Whereas if you just show me a water type, it's like 50-50.
We're surprisingly diverse here because I think I have 3, and there's still none of the 4 you guys picked. Which would
Probably
be
fire type, right? Given your top 3.
Yeah, fire type I like. Not just because my favorite Pokemon are all fire, well, mostly fire type, but also just fire cool, you know? Burn stuff. That's cool.
No, Michael. Fire hot.
Not if you're smart. Not if it's your dog spewing fire, right? Like, that's cool. I was definitely the kid who would burn things.
Yeah.
Who liked to burn things. I like flying types. I just think they're elegant, and to have something to fly on, hop on the back of a bird and just be like, goodbye, I'm leaving school, and you just pull out like a Star Raptor, hop on its back, and you're gone. It's like sick. And then I like bug type a lot. It's mostly because of how there's always, like, their Wurmple is one that's just like so cool because it's so early on and it's random what it evolves into.
They try to put bug types early and give them some unique gimmick. Where you're gonna
Yeah. Wurmple's the main one that made me really like bug types because of the random evolution, but they're always just, you know, they're always so early and they always evolve really quickly, so they get to the cool part fast.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the function of bug type Pokemon.
That's literally the design philosophy behind like every bug type.
Teach the player about evolution.
Yeah, I like that. It's smart.
Like Caterpie evolves twice before level 10.
Mm-hmm. I think that's my I would a fire type would definitely be up there, and then it's like a fight between flying and bug, which obviously flying would win. AO. But I don't know which one if I had to stick with 2.
Oh, you don't have to stick with
You don't
2.
have to stick with
Yeah.
2. We were pushing the envelope by not sticking with 1.
Yeah. Just for context,
yeah,
like
which-
it's not in
like-
that order of rank.
Types is another thing where it's like, you could say anything, and I'd be like, yeah, I can see why you would think that. Like, even Bug, which is like the weakest type with. Like, I'm like, yeah, Bug types are cool, man. I get it.
Yeah. I also go like to play off of Hudie picking Steel because of his background. I have a background in games design, so I like the Bug because of how they teach the mechanic and how, like, flying is almost always necessary. You're always going to have a flying type in your team when playing through the game. Maybe not in competitive scenarios, but when you're journeying through the region, you want to have a flying type so you have the fly move.
Yeah, they're also super common. They're like, are they the 3rd most common behind normal and water?
Yeah, I should know that.
They're
But I
pretty
don't.
up there.
I also want to point out, to give context, Ben's brain works very much on the competitive side because with all of your explanations, you've mentioned you haven't decided, you haven't made your answers based on the competitive scene, but you've referenced it. You've been like, look, I'm not picking poison because of Toxic Stall, okay, guys?
I don't use Toxic Stall. Toxic Stall's annoying.
Right, but I didn't
I
even think of that.
I don't even think it's good. Because I feel like if I say, "Oh, I love poison types," I'll be like, "Oh, you should use toxic." I don't.
And then with Nidoking, you were like, it's special ability to just like ignore effects and deal more damage. That's pretty. I didn't think at all about my favorite Pokemon's movesets or anything like that. I learned previously that Chandelure sucks in competitive, and I thought it would be good.
It's just too slow, man. Come on, you should
I
know
know.
that.
A little insight into how all our brains work. What's the next?
You
question?
also you like.
I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna
Let's
cut
not-
that out. It's
Yeah.
getting cut.
Anyway, what is your toughest / most memorable battle?
No idea. Can I say trainer, like actual people battles?
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Probably by the time this is uploaded, the video this is actually a nice little plug.
Oh, yeah.
The video for the league we did, quote unquote league, the experiment is how I refer to it.
The experiment.
Yeah, I refer to it in the video as the experiment up until the trades start happening and it becomes the competition. If you don't know, you should check out on the channel somewhere. There'll be a video where 8 of us played through the Kanto region and we did specific rules to spice it up and change. I effectively wanted to change how rivals work in Pokemon, and I think I did it pretty well.
The Gen 6 motto of having like 8 rivals.
8 rivals, but the main thing was the rival battles have consequence. It's explained more in depth in the video, so go check it out. If it's up, it should be. So not to spoil, but I think my final fight with Connor is very memorable to me. And I won't say any more than that. You're gonna have to watch the video to find out why.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go next.
That's the kind of order that we're doing.
Okay. to go back to in-game, it's actually a bit of a surprise because it was just one Pokemon. It was Ultra Necrozma, who was a bit of a difficulty spike in those games. It's just basically a big boss fight, and he's really strong.
And you can't
also
catch
have
it,
that
right?
on my list.
You can't catch it; you have to beat it.
Yeah, I remember hearing about
what
this
I ended
one,
up,
but I didn't play.
Yeah, what I ended up doing, you can cheese it with like a Zoroark or something, but I didn't. I was just playing through the game for the first time, so I wasn't going to do that. I didn't know that you could. So what I ended up doing was one of my Pokemon would die because it was faster and one-tapped me. I would send out Stoutland. Stoutland would use Retaliate. I would swap Stoutland out. Have another Pokemon die, get Stoutland back in, Retaliate again, and that's what I did.
Sacrifices.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'd already died to it. All right. It beat me once, and I was like, "All right, Stoutland, this is your time."
I had a strong feeling that you were going to go with that one.
Oh, with Ultra Necrozma?
Yeah, because I also would have said the same, but I picked.
Oh,
I cannot remember how I bet Ultra Necrozma.
okay.
Because I've blanked that out of my memory because I never want to think of it again.
It's really strong. There's only one Pokemon. It shouldn't be that hard.
And it just it starts randomly boosting its stats. It just gets Omni boost all the time, doesn't it? Or maybe I'm
I don't remember.
Yeah. But I thought maybe this is our fault, but the second battle that I found most tough and difficult is actually one that Michael would know very well.
Oh.
Because it's at the point where we failed in the Nuzlocke against Stairs and the Distortion World.
Yeah.
The reason it was so tough for me is that I spent about a month as a child with he was about level 70 Torterra at that time, trying to kill the Ice Fang Gyarados in the Third Bird Force.
It's crazy. Was it Ice Fang Earthquake? Has a berry that makes it resist electric type moves or something as well, doesn't it? That thing's stomp for no reason.
But it was literally, once I bet that Pokemon battle, I've never had any difficulty in any trainer battle ever again.
You were changed.
Once I got through that barrier, that's when I knew I can do this.
You went into the Distortion World a child, you came out a man.
Essentially, that's just what happened.
That's funny. That's also funny because because I lost my Nuzlocke there. So thematic, so connected.
No. My prep, the second time around would have mattered, also failed. Yeah, we just get Swords Dance and have Garchomp do everything, and then it's We didn't teach it to
Forgot to
dance.
put swords dance on the couch.
Don't remind me, okay? I did, and then I did another Nuzlocke for listeners because I streamed my Nuzlocks. Twitch.tv/MegaTTV. I got to Cynthia. I got all the way to Cynthia, and then I think it was her. I got down to her last Pokemon, and we wiped. I think we lost Dialga to something stupid during the Elite Four. And then just Cynthia wiped us, which was very sad. But I will beat the Sinnoh region in Nuzlocke. I vow.
Let's wait for BDSP 2. It's just BDSP again.
Wait. No, wait.
What's the next question?
There's favorite in-game moment, one Pokemon-related accomplishment you're proud of, your favorite non-game Pokemon media, or your Pokemon hot take.
I think the non-game Pokemon media questions were favorite non-game Pokemon media.
Should we add spin-offs into that? Like spin-off games, or just we can stick it
yeah, okay.
So our favorite non-mainline Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just non-game media, like anime or trading card games. So.
Well, what else is there other than those two?
Oh, you got like the anime movies.
Movies, okay. I think the only movie I've seen, I've maybe watched like some other movie and thought I was watching episodes and being like really confused. But the only one that I actually, it's very long and it's like
so
way better
different
animated
from the shows. Yeah, they're like CGI and stuff.
The animation here is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea what movie it is. It might have been like the Darkrai one.
Which legendary was it?
I have no idea, but I remember watching it and being like, "This is way."
Where were they in the
they've
world?
Like upgraded.
Were they in Barcelona?
I have no memory.
Did Ash kiss Aladias on the lip?
Whoa.
Definitely not. I would have remembered that. The only one I've actually seen and can log to memory is the Mewtwo one. Which, do they call that the first Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
Dude, that's confident. They knew.
It's really good.
But like calling your movie the first Pokemon, like that's so good.
Because also
they're gonna
isn't
love
like
this
Dawn
stuff.
Fan and stuff. Isn't like Dawn Fan and stuff in that?
Oh yeah,
film?
it has later gens in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so they were cooking Gen 2 as that movie was coming out. So they were like, we're gonna get shot another one here.
Good confidence. Like imagine. Well,
they were right.
I'll put it into perspective. So, first Pokemon games were released in '96. The movie came out in '98. So they had 2 years of crazy sales for their games. The anime started in '97. They would have seen that. Oh, everybody's watching this. Yeah, we are making another movie. It's kind of was a given at that time.
You don't see anyone else do that though. Like. Yeah. Marvel didn't call the first Iron Man movie the first Iron Man movie. They just called it Iron Man because they were like, well, maybe it's bad, you know?
Calling your shot.
It's so good. That's great. Also, very
There's
easy to remember.
25 of them now or something.
Yeah. Which one was the I almost called it the Magneto movie. Which one was the Mewtwo movie? Oh, the first Pokemon movie. Yeah, what was it called?
Yeah, it's also like one of the best. It's so good.
It's good. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Another point of reference is that on Google they've got 2 budgets listed, but either way it's pretty good. So it was either 30 million or $5 million US.
Damn.
I don't know if this is the US box office or global box office, but the movie made 172.7 million.
Jeez.
So it either
they can call it whatever they want.
Yeah, it did 75 times the budget or 4 times or 5 times the budget. So I think they can do whatever they want.
That's crazy. I think that I mean I like the card game. I just like the pictures.
Pictures of the card game are good.
I will say, if we're counting other games, two shout-outs I gotta give is the Pokemon. Is it the Rangers? It's called where you draw the circles
Ranger,
around.
yeah.
I like those.
I currently have a battle in my head, and Pokemon Ranger is one of them.
Is it
Continue.
with Darkrai?
Yeah, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, my guy. Shadows of Almia.
I think that's the one I played.
Oh,
'cause
good.
I only played one. You're supposed to add Pokemon to your team to like use them up and then set them free. But I kept an Arcanine. I don't know if you can get a Ninetales. I think it was an Arcanine and maybe like a Machamp in my thing, and I never used them. Or if I did use them, I'd immediately go and recatch them. And I like Pokemon Go a lot. I still play Pokemon Go to this day, and I was one of the first to adopt it as it. Yeah,
To what? To adopt it as what?
to play like to. I got it before it released.
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess for me then, I like the movies too. There's a couple of bangers in there. Entei, the Darkrai one, the Latios and Latios one, Latios and Latias, the Celebi movie, all bangers. But my favorite like anime related stuff is the Pokemon Origins show, which is like a 4-episode long show that's like Red's story.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I think it's really, I love it. It's really cool.
It's made
Just
for
like,
the
oh, this.
20th
Sorry?
anniversary, was it? It was made for the 20th
I
anniversary.
think so. I don't remember. But it was like, oh, this episode he's in Lavender Town
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and then he like fights Blue at the end. Obviously, it's awesome. My favorite spin-off game, because you said Pokemon Ranger, I'm going to say the other one. It's a bit out there. Y'all ever play Pokepark on the Wii?
Is that the
I
Pikachu
played
one?
Yeah.
That's the first one's the Pikachu one. The second one has Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig in it, and
I played the Pikachu.
really
one.
good. It's really good.
I forgot about that one.
Has like the best battling of any Pokemon because you're like actually controlling the Pokemon and like dodging out of the way of attacks and stuff.
If I recall correctly, Pokemon Park's combat is similar to Ni no Kuni's combat.
Oh, I've never played Ni no Kuni.
It's like you run around with them. You still have to like commit to your attacks, so that when you attack, you stand still, so the enemy can actually like you can't run around and dodge as much as you can in Pokemon Park, but you do have direct control over them, which is cool.
But yeah, it's pretty. There's that. The like entire Gen 5 Pokedex is there, and you have to make friends with all of them. So some Pokemon like when you fight them. Some Pokemon like to play games. Some Pokemon want you to bring them stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I just think they're really cool. That it's between that or a Pokemon Ranger for me. So since you said Ranger, I'll go with Pokepark.
Cool.
Woody?
So the one that I had in mind, you actually mentioned it, Ben. It was the Celebi the movie.
So it's really good.
Yeah, because I
They're
remember
all
that was
really good.
because I watched that before. Like as a very young child, I would have watched the anime on like the TV. Like, oh, Charizard, Fire Lizard, wow, Dragon.
Yeah.
But when I watched the Celebi movie, I was I kind of understood what was going on. But then there's like time loops. and all that.
Giant evil Tyranitar.
Again, it was an allegory for humans' encroachment on natural
Yes,
nature
yes.
and everything. It was great.
Suicune purifying the water by like hopping across it. So cool.
A big forest battle and all that carry on.
Yeah. Sam Oak.
Sam Oak. Just Tyranitar having, a proper role. Pretty cool. So the other one that I'm after thinking of when we're talking about like sideline games as well, I put a lot of time into Pokemon Conquest.
No, you've played. I haven't played Conquest. Well, isn't that like Fire Emblem but Pokemon, or is it different?
Oh, that's
it's
cool. Oh yes, I do know this one.
yeah. And like
Yeah,
all the main
time
characters, yeah, they've got like their own like partner Pokemon and all this, but it's like
And they
top
dress
down.
like the partner Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
They've got, like
The
Charizard,
characters-
samurai outfits and stuff.
Yeah, the character designs are amazing because I'm like, oh, this is brilliant. But what got me is that it's top-down strategy, which
Mhm.
of course that's my bread and butter.
Yeah,
Should
and
we
there's-
also give
it's-
it an honorable mention? Sorry, continue.
It's so in depth, that game. Like getting everything in that game takes hundreds of hours.
I would love to play it, but I've never had the opportunity.
I've been meaning to go back and replay it and actually like play it properly.
That'd be a good mobile game.
Yeah. Again, I was a child when I did this. So.
Did we also give an honorable shout out to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
Yeah, you kind of have to mention that when you mention everything.
I have to. Yeah. Very good series of games. Played a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Love
I was
my
too
boy
young to
Nova.
understand those ones. So I appreciate them now looking back, but I could not. I like it was all so random to me playing it as a kid.
Bro, you mean you don't like walking into a monster house and having 30 Rhydons trying to kill you?
I didn't understand, and then it just sometimes you would beat them and they would want to join you, and I'm like, well, okay.
You don't like that the strongest Pokemon in the game is Kecleon?
There we
I
go.
remember planning like whole ass heists trying to steal from Kecleon. It never worked. It always caught.
There's a real terrible Pokemon.
I
Only
was just
reason it's
thinking that
terrible.
too.
Because it's a terrible Pokemon.
No.
So its potential is wasted. Complete waste of
No.
Well,
potential. Kecleon could be so cool.
But you don't have a soft spot in your heart for Kecleon after playing this one? No?
Could have been so much more.
yeah, see you all next time. Farewell. Kisses from me.
Yes, kisses for me.
Whoa.
Still no
Julie?
kisses.
Oh.
No. This is episode 1 now.
Playing hard to get, you see?
Yes.
We love it. We love to play hard to get.